Rick, what makes keeping Garrison the right move for you guys?
He's done a good job, and right now this is what makes sense.
Did Quinn practice this week, and do you think he'll be able to play for you guys tomorrow in Philly?
He is going to play with a boom tonight, and he'll join us tomorrow in Philadelphia, and with a possibility of playing tomorrow if needed.
Just how much can he add there? Certainly seen him make a lot of impact for you guys over the last couple of years. Just bring him back into this movie.
Just need as many healthy bodies as we can get, and he's a very good player. I mean, when he last played, he had a few really good games. The game against Golden State, he was tremendous. The game against Milwaukee where he got hurt, he was having a terrific game there too. So, it's been a while. He's worked hard, and the minutes tonight I think really help for rhythm and conditioning and return to play. And so, and look, from there we'll just go from there.
To go back to Garrison, what stood out to you about how he just responded over the last 10 days? About the first, it seemed like it took a while to get a rhythm going, and what did you like about how he kind of settled into it?
The first 10 days was really about him getting reconditioned to training camp conditioning, which he had with New York. But then, when you sit for a month, even if you're at home working out on your own, it's hard to simulate NBA practices, NBA training camp practices, and NBA games. So, but worked really hard. There were strong signs that he was close, so we kept him on board. And the first game on the second 10-day, I think he had 2 or 3 threes. And look, we know he has gravity. He's a guy that has to be accounted for on a scouting report. He's a competitor, and he fills a need for us right now.
So how much has the gravity stood out to you? I think it's been noticeable basically how much attention opponents are going to commit to him to make sure that he doesn't get open. I mean, how much has that changed?
If you don't guard him, he's going to score.
Right.
And it's pretty simple. And so guys like that change the game. I coached Reggie Miller for many years. I coached Dirk Nowitzki for 11 out of my 13 years in Dallas. Those guys are in the Hall of Fame for a reason. They change the game because it changes the geometry of the court. And the more guys you have on the floor that have to be guarded far out, it opens up the game.
This obviously whole numbers game has been sort of difficult. I mean, certainly Jeremiah gave you guys some pretty good contributions. What did you like about what he did for you during this period, basically, and what's kind of your hope for?
Yeah, it was not easy to let him go. He's a very solid player. He has all the qualities that we like in a player for our program here. He's got integrity. He goes hard. He's an attention to detail guy. He's a preparation guy, and we'll see. There's a chance that perhaps he could end up playing with a boom, or I know he has some other opportunities as well. He's making that decision now.
Your coach has 999 wins. What has he meant to you as you joined this team?
Yeah, it's been a real help. Obviously, amazing career. He's won at the highest level, coached Hall of Famers. I mean, yeah, it's just a good position to be in, and he's been super communicative since I've been here, just talking to me, making sure that I'm okay. Stuff that he wants to bring to the table. It's just been great. Definitely something to admire from coaches, because sometimes it's not the easiest to have a coach just really care about the players and be out there and trying to do everything for us to be successful. So it's great. It's an amazing career, and I'm sure that there's more wins coming too.
Is there a feeling amongst the players to try to go get this and get it out of the way for him and have him celebrate?
I think we got. It's an amazing accomplishment, but I think, obviously the way our season is going, we need anything we can get. So I think our focus is always to win, because we need everything we can get. So I think that's the feeling. I don't think nobody's talking about that, which I'm sure is gonna be nice, but we have bigger problems to fix in terms of who we want to be as a team and continue to have the momentum that we've been having, and defense and all the stuff that we know is important. So that's what we focus on.
think one thing TJ said about him yesterday was that people that last the longest in this league are people that can adapt, and that's one of his How have you noticed that just in your time here?
Yeah, no, it's been great. I mean, obviously, I'm sure I was a little bit different from the players that he had before when I came in, so I had to kind of like figure out a way. It took me also just like accepting everything, but I think him finding a way to get me to do the stuff that I'm comfortable doing while doing the stuff that the team is comfortable doing and what they want. So, which is a great. It's not easy to do, so it takes skill, and it takes a coach, being willing to do that, and also like be humble enough to learn and adapt and get better.
What's impressive about how he's adapted during this season? As tough as it's been,
Yeah.
as many moving parts as you guys have had, and as much as you guys have changed.
Yeah, it's been hard for all of us, and I think for him, I think continuing to stay positive. I mean, he's like I said, he's texting me, he's calling me, and I think other players can say the same. Staying in touch, making sure that we have our minds in the right places, and he's willing to do different things and adjust, like all that stuff, which is huge.
What are the messages that have stood out to you from him? What are some of the things you said over the course of this that's kept your mind right?
No, I mean, I think it's just the most basic stuff. It's just like keep going. Like we got to keep focusing on the main thing, the right things, and just like our disposition and energy going to games, and again, like it's just for me, I like his communication, like just being able to communicate to all of us, and get us on the same page.
All good?
Pascal,
Thank you.
started with Garrison. Oh, sorry.
Just do one more, then you gotta
You
go.
started with Garrison a few times. How much did you feel the spacing that the shooting and gravity provided?
Yeah, I mean, I think shooting is always a big thing in the league. So if you have a shooter out there, it always helps. And I think just want him to feel comfortable, and it takes time to feel comfortable. But I think he's getting the hang of it, and we just hope that we can continue and can make a lot more shots for us. So that's what it is.
I think you said after your first day, you were almost surprised to get the second one after how it went. What do you feel like was or made you so much more effective in these last 10 days that led to this being the result?
Obviously the confidence and faith they have in me. I'm thankful that they gave me another 10-day after that first one. I mean, just it's tough, sitting at home for a while. So, it took me a minute to get back into it, get in shape, playing shape. So, I'm thankful they gave me that opportunity.
It can't be easy to come to a team and be immediately expected to produce. How much did that extra time make it more possible for that to happen and figure out where you're needed to be spaced and all those kind of things?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, they run a good offense, so it took a minute to figure out where I'm supposed to be, the plays and this and that. But at the end of the day, I got to make shots, and I didn't that first 10 days. So I'm thankful, I was able to knock a couple down in the second.
Did you feel a lot better conditioned? I guess. I mean,
Absolutely.
Could you see the?
Yeah, I mean, it was night and day. I mean, that first 10 days, it was tough to get up and down the floor. I mean, you haven't played in forever, and so just you can't replicate that. They're big dudes, the physicality and running up and down. It takes a minute.
What's just this whole experience been like? Basically, like obviously, Jeremiah obviously came through the same situation, and obviously he's looking for a job at this point. Like, what is the uncertainty like, basically, and how do you kind of just push through?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, he played great as well, JRE, and great player, and it's just, it's the business of basketball. It's hard, and it's hard to, keep your confidence and stay ready, and, it's just when you're in positions like that, you just got to do everything you can to stay solid and do everything you can to help the team.
As someone who's built a lot of their career as a shooter, do you feel like there's more to spacing than just that? Like people are afraid to leave you open versus where you're standing, where you're moving? And
what was the question?
As someone who built a lot of their career on shooting, spacing is a big part of what you bring as well. Do you feel like that's more than just people standing close to you as a defender? Like, is it moving where you are? Rick always talks about the geometry of the court. I'm curious how you kind of think about that.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm running off pin downs or running, like, a lot of focus is on me, so that opens things up for Pascal, Drew, Ben, those guys that are attacking mainly. So it's just when you have defenders like the big man's got to be up on screens. He can't just be in a drop. So it's just all the movement. And the defense having to pay attention to that, helps take the pressure off some of those guys that have the ball.